And what if I told you that the universe isolates you on purpose? That feeling of being alone, abandoned, as if the universe had turned its back on you. It's not a punishment. It's a gift. A gift that 99% of people refuse to see. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds of our time, revealed a shocking truth. Isolation is a crucial step in becoming who you truly are. Watch this video until the end, and I'll show you how the loneliness you fear so much can become your greatest ally. You'll discover why the universe isolates you, how to take advantage of it, and, most importantly, how to emerge stronger, more fulfilled, and more alive than ever. Do you remember that feeling that everything is slipping away from you? Those moments when you feel like a drifting boat, lost, without an anchor? The universe, in its infinite wisdom, sometimes acts like a gardener. It prunes, cuts, removes what no longer serves you, even if at first glance it seems brutal. Why? Because just as a plant cannot grow without being pruned, we cannot grow without letting go of what holds us back. These losses, these distances, these moments of solitude, they are not accidents. They are necessary steps to make room for something new, something more aligned with who you truly are. Take a moment to think about it. How many times in your life has a closed door opened the way to something far greater? How many times has a failed relationship allowed you to meet someone who changed your life? The universe never withdraws without reason. Every distance, every solitude is an invitation to grow, to evolve, to become a more authentic version of yourself. Carl Jung spoke of synchronicity, the idea that everything is interconnected, that every event has meaning, even if we don't understand it at the moment. What if this period of isolation were synchronicity in disguise? What if the people and situations distancing themselves from you are not leaving by chance, but because they no longer belong to the path you are creating? So next time you feel alone, remember this. The universe does not isolate you to punish you. It isolates you to protect you, to prepare you, to allow you to be reborn. And this rebirth, as difficult as it may seem to imagine right now, might be the most beautiful thing that awaits you. Carl Jung dedicated much of his work to exploring what he called the process of individuation. But what does that mean exactly? Simply put, individuation is the path to self-discovery, to understanding who we truly are beyond the masks we wear and the expectations others place upon us. Think of yourself as a complex mosaic made up of thousands of pieces. Some of these pieces are bright, visible, admired by everyone. Others are dark, hidden, sometimes even ignored by you. Individuation is the process of bringing all these pieces together, accepting them, integrating them, to become a complete, authentic, and whole person. But why is it so difficult? Why do we need moments of isolation to achieve this? The answer is simple. In the noise of the world, in the chaos of relationships, responsibilities, and expectations, it is almost impossible to hear our own voice. We are constantly distracted, constantly pulled in 1,000 different directions. And it is precisely in these moments of solitude and silence that we can finally listen to ourselves. Jung said that individuation is an inner journey that requires courage because it forces us to confront parts of ourselves that we would rather ignore. He called these parts the shadow. The shadow is our fears, our doubts, our repressed desires, everything we have learned to hide, even from ourselves. And this is where isolation becomes a valuable ally. When you are alone, without distractions, without masks, you come face to face with your own truth. You can no longer run away, you can no longer hide. You must confront the parts of yourself you've always avoided. It may be painful, yes, but it is also liberating, because only by accepting your shadow can you become whole. So if you are going through a period of isolation, see it as an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to discover the hidden pieces of your inner mosaic. Remember, you are not losing anything. You are gaining a deeper understanding of who you truly are. And that is an invaluable gift. Let's dive deeper into this part of you that you prefer to ignore. The part that Carl Jung called the shadow. The shadow is everything you have learned to hide, repress, and deny. It is your fears, your doubts, your secret desires, your suppressed anger, everything you don't want others to see, and sometimes even what you don't want to see in yourself. But here's the truth. The shadow does not disappear just because you ignore it. On the contrary, the more you try to run from it, the more it takes up space in your life, influencing your choices, your relationships, your well-being. Jung said that what you refuse to face ends up controlling you. And this is where isolation comes in. When you are alone, without distractions, without masks. You come face to face with your shadow. You can no longer run. You can no longer hide. You must confront those parts of yourself that you have always avoided. It may be uncomfortable and even painful, but it is also an incredible opportunity, because only by accepting your shadow can you transform it into a source of strength. Take a moment to reflect. What parts of yourself do you tend to hide? Why does the feeling of being alone bother you so much? What emotions are you repressing? What desires are you denying? What fears are you avoiding? And what if, instead of running from them, you welcomed them with compassion? What if, instead of seeing them as enemies, you saw them as potential allies? Isolation gives you the space to do this inner work. It allows you to dive into the depths of your psyche, to discover these hidden parts of yourself, and to integrate them. Jung called this process shadow integration, and this is one of the most powerful aspects of the individuation process. But be careful. Integrating your shadow does not mean becoming what you fear. It simply means recognizing these parts of yourself, accepting them, and using them constructively. For example, your repressed anger can become a source of determination. Your fears can become guides to protect you. Your secret desires can become driving forces for your growth. So, if you are going through a period of isolation, don't see it as a punishment. See it as an opportunity to make peace with your shadow, to discover these hidden parts of yourself, and to integrate them into your whole being. To understand how concepts like the shadow and individuation are not just theoretical, but part of a real therapeutic process, psychologists who follow Jungian psychotherapy help their patients recognize internal patterns, confront their shadow, and find a balance between the conscious and unconscious. Techniques such as active imagination and dream interpretation are effective tools in this process. They allow individuals to better understand themselves and deal more healthily with their internal challenges. If you are going through a period of isolation, you can apply some of these practices to make it more productive and meaningful. Meditation is a powerful tool used in Jungian psychotherapy to access the unconscious. And the best part? It doesn't have to be complicated. Set aside a few minutes of your day, close your eyes, take deep breaths, and observe your thoughts without judging them. This simple habit helps calm the mind and allows valuable insights to emerge naturally. Another effective practice is expressive writing. Take a notebook and write freely about how you feel, without censorship. Putting thoughts on paper helps process emotions and recognize internal patterns. Additionally, an interesting technique is to write a conversation with yourself, as if you were dialoguing with your shadow. This can reveal repressed fears and hidden aspects of your personality. Dream interpretation is also a method used in Jungian psychology. Dreams act as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious. Start writing them down as soon as you wake up, and try to identify recurring symbols. What might these images be trying to tell you? Often, our unconscious communicates important messages through archetypes and metaphors. If you want to dive deeper, you can research symbolic meanings or even discuss these reflections with a professional. Another way to access repressed emotions is through body movement. Our body carries emotional memories, and Jungian psychologists recognize the importance of physical activity in releasing tension. Walking in nature, practicing yoga, or even dancing alone at home can be an excellent way to process emotions more healthily. Artistic expression is also a powerful tool. Painting, drawing, playing an instrument, or writing poetry can reveal feelings that words often fail to express. You don't need to be an artist. The important thing is to allow yourself to create without judgment. Additionally, seeking knowledge and expanding consciousness can be great allies in this process. Books by Carl Jung, Joseph Campbell, and other scholars of the unconscious offer valuable insights. Podcasts, lectures, and self-knowledge courses can also provide new perspectives and help you better understand your journey. And last but not least, accept the process and cultivate self-compassion. You don't need to have all the answers right now. The important thing is to take small daily steps to reconnect with yourself, with patience and acceptance. The universe works in mysterious ways. Sometimes it has to break everything down to rebuild. Imagine a house. Before it can be renovated, sometimes walls need to be torn down, old things removed, things that no longer serve a purpose. It's painful, yes, but necessary. And once the work is complete, you have a stronger, more beautiful house, better suited to your needs. The same applies to your life. The universe does not isolate you to punish you. It isolates you to reposition you, to align you with a path that better matches who you truly are. These losses, these distances, These moments of solitude, they are not endings but beginnings. They are the start of a profound transformation. Think of a butterfly in its cocoon. From the outside, it may seem like a state of stillness, of isolation, but inside, there is movement, a metamorphosis in progress. And when the butterfly emerges, it is stronger, more beautiful, ready to fly. You are that butterfly. This period of isolation is your cocoon, your moment of transformation. So instead of resisting, try to embrace this phase with curiosity and openness. Ask yourself, what is the universe preparing for me? What new version of myself is emerging? Because believe me, there is a plan, there is a path, and this path, no matter how dark it may seem now, will lead you to a place where you finally feel aligned, finally at home. Remember, the universe never abandons you. It guides you, even when you don't understand its methods. So, trust it, trust yourself, and know that this period of isolation is a necessary step toward a fuller, more authentic, and more vibrant life. So where are you after hearing all this? Maybe you feel a little less alone in your isolation. Maybe you're starting to see this moment not as a punishment, but as an opportunity to grow, to rediscover yourself, to align with your true essence. Carl Jung said, "You will never be more yourself than when you accept who you truly are." And that is exactly what this period of isolation invites you to do, to accept yourself in all your complexity, in all your beauty, in all your imperfection, because that is where your true strength lies. So next time you feel alone, remember, the universe does not isolate you by accident. It isolates you to protect you, to prepare you, to allow you to be reborn. And this rebirth, as difficult as it may be to imagine right now, might be the most beautiful thing waiting for you. Take a moment to reflect on all of this. What has this period of isolation taught you about yourself? What parts of your shadow have you discovered? And how can you use these discoveries to move forward, to grow, to become a more authentic version of yourself? Remember, you are not alone in this experience. Thousands of people are going through similar moments, and each one of them has the potential to transform this solitude into a source of strength. Now I invite you to start putting these insights into practice. See your solitude not as emptiness, but as fertile ground for self-discovery. Over time, you'll realize that this process can bring clarity, inner strength, and a deeper alignment with your true essence. If this content resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning about self-knowledge, personal transformation, and the power of the unconscious. And if you've watched this far, comment, "Isolation strengthens me," so I know you're part of this select group that chooses growth over resistance. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.